Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Salty Sportster. And today we're just hanging out in the garage messing around. I saw a video from Thrash and Supply where those guys rode out to Manhattan, and man, they just rip it up on their bikes. And I know a lot of guys want to try and stunt their Harleys these days, and you want to try and be relatively safe about it. You don't want to scratch the bike, you don't want to dent your tank. But if you're like me, I'm looking into some performance upgrades, and so I would rather spend my money there than drop 350, 400 bucks on a crash bar. And if you've seen previous videos of mine, you know that I made myself some highway pegs. I love them. They work great. They definitely came in handy whenever I rode to Asheville. But as far as protection, there is none. They don't offer any. So I'm going to try my hand at making a knockoff Bung crash bar slash highway peg. And yeah, man, let me get you flipped around and I'll show you what I'm working with so far. This is what we got. We went to Lowe's, bought us a pipe, and if you're familiar with the Bung, it typically sits a little lower, pretty much right underneath this fender here. But like I said, I want to still be able to use it as highway pegs. So I went just a little bit higher with it. I shoved me a piece of cardboard back there to keep it off of the frame and was able to zip tie it in place. Now, once you get here, we're going to use the same principle that I used for the highway pegs. We got us a cardboard cutout. I slid it over the pipe. I got my holes lined up. And that's how I designed the bracket. Now we're going to transfer this guy over to a piece of 3/16. There you go. So 2 brackets cut out, shaped, and so now we're going to start drilling our holes and fitting this thing together. This is day 2 of the crash bar build. I'm on call, so I'm doing this in sections, but as you can see, we've got it cut, shaped, holes drilled, and everything looks pretty good except for all this space I have around the pipe. And I'm going to tell you why. Is the simple answer is because I'm not very smart and I didn't plan ahead. I thought 1-inch pipe, I'll just get a 1 1/4 inch hole saw and that'll be fine. But it's not, is it? Because the outside diameter of a 1-inch pipe is 1.315 inches. And I know that now because I had to Google it. So 1 1/4 is 1.25. Obviously doesn't work. So I had to go back to the hardware store, get me a 1 1/2 inch hole saw, and now Papa's got a little bit of space to fill with the welder. But that's okay. We're gonna make it work. Cool. So here's where we're at so far. We got the cross member cut and welded. You can see I don't have a bolt in that hole over there, and I think that the cross member shifted on me just a little bit whenever I was tacking it in place because my hole is off. So instead of cutting it and redoing it, I think I'm just going to try to widen that hole out some. But I mean, for this to only be like the 4th or 5th thing I've ever welded, I think it came out pretty good. I've got one more thing to do and then we're gonna get to paint. Alright guys, coming to the end of the video here. We've got it painted and mounted, some Loctite on the bolts, and I'm just going to give you a quick little shopping list if you want to do this yourself. We got a 1-inch pipe slid through a 1.5-inch hole, the bracket and the triangle there made out of 3/16 steel, and your bolts that you're going to be working with are going to be 3/8 in size. The length of the bar, same as the Bung King, 31 inches. I would suggest waiting to cut the bar until the end. I did not, and because of that, you really have to make sure it's centered. So if you wait till the end to cut it, you can center it then. But all in all, I think it turned out great. I think it looks awesome. We got our little triangle there for some decoration and added support. If you guys like it as much as me, drop a comment, like, subscribe down below, and I will catch you on the next one.